So the way this works is we'll just, it's the RT-130, which is essentially a refresher of the basics. So I think the way that we start is just to review some of the basic rules of engagement. Some of them we've already kind of discussed this morning, but to go into more detail. And we'll use the IRPGs to reference throughout the classroom portion, and then when we look at the Romero and some of the other case study fires, then we'll look at how potentially the IRPG could help inform some of the decisions that were made in hindsight. But the 10 standard firefighting orders, they've been reordered a couple times throughout the history, but I believe they'll probably stay like this for forever, because the way they used to be, based on the fire orders and the first letter, but they decided to do it sequentially. So the first three have to do with fire behavior and a size up. So keep informed on fire weather conditions and forecasts, know what your fire is doing at all times, and base all actions on current and expected fire behavior. So these are the basic rules of engagement. When you come to a wildland fire, the information that you're trying to gain, so you have at least the bare minimum foundation to start talking about strategy and tactics and engaging that fire. The second three is about safety, so making sure we have escape routes and safety zones, and everybody that you're working with is aware of those. Post lookouts, like Chief Mills was talking about, when there's possible danger, which is often, once you get to a fire and you're starting to engage, there's going to be potential danger. And then making sure that you be alert, keep calm, think clearly, and act decisively. The next three have to do with organizational control, has to do with communications and maintaining prompt communication with your forces and your supervisor and your joining forces, giving clear instructions and be sure they're understood, and maintain control of your forces all the time. And then the last is essentially, once you've gone through the top 9 and you have those in place and you considered them, then we fight fire aggressively, having provided for safety first, which we would have if we reviewed the first 9. And there's a such thing, like we were talking about firing to be too aggressive, but I think there's definitely a balance point where if you can safely engage the fire, the sooner you can do so, you start nipping things in the bud, and you're reducing a lot of risk that could happen downstream if you do nothing. So they talk about the 10s, and then what follows that is the 18s, the watchout situations. So we'll watch a short video to kind of break it up that they have about the 18s.
After a few more years of study and examination of fatality fires, the 18 watchout situations were developed in order to expand on and complement the 10 standard firefighting orders. The 18 watchout situations identify specific conditions that, when overlooked or improperly mitigated, have been historically proven to kill firefighters. The 18 watchout situations aren't something you technically violate, they simply can and do occur in the fire environment. When one or more watchout situations are present, you must recognize them and take action, often by reassessing and implementing the 10 standard firefighting orders.